Oh, my word. And I'm live. Hello! Angela hopped on here real fast. Love it, love it. Oh, let's see how long it takes people to get on here. Come here, Gracie. Hold on. I'm having some major dog problems today. Come here. Come here. Come here. What is your problem? What? What is the problem? I don't understand. I don't understand. No, I don't. My goodness, this dog of mine, my friends, is driving me batty today. Driving me absolutely batty. I don't know. Something spooked her. Hello, Lisa. Something spooked her. I don't know what. My only guess, she's sitting in my lap shaking, literally shaking. She's been like this for hours. The smoke detector right outside my door here has beeped twice today. Today. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. Twice today. That's the only thing I can think of that would have spooked her like this. But like I don't know what is going on with her. Like she's just looking at me like a fool. Hey, really? Just shaking like a weirdo. Won't leave me alone. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And she also has some gas issues going on today, which is real unpleasant and not normal for Miss Gracie. So I don't know if she's just like worrying herself into a frenzy or what. I don't know what's happening. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Just got here. How did today's weigh-in go? Well, we just started, so we hadn't even gotten into that yet. Is this shirt from Sam's Club? Sure is. I think I got it. My mouse in the wall. Oh, Jennifer. It's a great story, actually. So first, yes, the shirt is from Sam's Club. I got it last fall, I think. And I found it in my closet. I realized I hadn't worn it in a really, really, really long time. And I was like, I like full transparency. I'm still in my pajama pants because I cannot seem to figure out, like, it's either Workday. I got upstairs at 7:30 this morning and I started right away, like planning some social media stuff and like answering some emails and doing some work and making sure my video for today got out and everything. Hi, Nick. Hello. Happy Friday. And then all of a sudden, like between like answering text messages and this, and all these things, I have like 3,000 steps and it's 2:00 in the afternoon. And I don't even have 3,000 steps. I have 2,800 steps. And I'm sitting here going, holy cow, when am I actually going to get moving and like get it all done? I don't know. Because apparently I don't know how to do both things. On the opposite end of the spectrum, yesterday I killed it in the realm of physical movement and activity and working out and all that jazz. I absolutely killed it. My body pump class was lit. It was so good. I blame the combination of pre-workouts that I took, but like my nerves were buzzing. It was awesome. It was a great day yesterday physically, and today I have 2,800 steps at 2:00 in the afternoon. I don't know. So Sam's Club. What is the story of my mouse on my wall? So for those of you that were not here and didn't see that on Instagram, last week, was it weekend? It was last weekend, I think. I woke up in the middle of the night to what sounded like a mouse in our wall that we shared with our neighbor. Long story short, I stayed up all night with anxiety about the fact that we have a mouse in the wall and that we have to deal with said mouse in the wall and that I don't know how to deal with a neighbor who shares a wall. So it's actually his mouse too. I don't know. So like I literally didn't sleep at all that night. It was brutal. It was horrible. I woke my husband up in the morning and I said, babe, I think we have a mouse in the wall, like all sorts of panicked and whatever. And he goes, it's just the icicles melting and hitting the side of the house. It's just water. So there was no mouse. And I freaked out and lost an entire night's sleep for no reason whatsoever. Everybody is loving on my shirt. I literally like I said, full transparency, still in my pajama pants. I just took my pajama shirt off before coming upstairs because I'm like, I should not wear my pajamas to live stream. So I have my pajama pants on, but not my pajama shirt. And I'm still in a sports bra with the intent of actually like doing something that resembles a workout at some point today. I don't know. I'm having a day, y'all. I'm having a day, but I'm having a good day. I'm actually in a great mood because of what I can, like, I truly consider this to be a God thing when it comes to making a friend and like a random instance and like just the funniest thing. It has me giggling. It has this other girl giggling. And we just think it's so funny. If you want to hear my story, I will tell you my story. But it's one of the reasons that I'm just like, I'm over the moon because I'm like, oh yeah, God's got my back. I got nothing to worry about here. So I'm just having a very good day. But I'm kind of furious that I only have 2,800 steps. And I forgot to move my little under desk elliptical because my plan was to under desk elliptical while I was live streaming, and I didn't move it. So I don't know if I can actually still pull that off. I wear sports bras all day, every day. I do not wear sports bras all day, every day. Part of me is like, I wish I could, but I actually don't wish I could. I like my bras. I have my everyday bras are so comfortable that I wear those every day. I literally I'll take off my sports bras when I'm done. My hair's a mess. Sorry. Like I'm a hot mess. Your girl's a hot mess, but I wanted to show up for the weekly weigh-in because it was important that I showed up for the weekly weigh-in today because I have a lot to say about my weigh-in today. And now I forgot what I was saying. My hair's a mess. Under desk ellipticaling. I don't even remember what I was saying. It's fine. It's fine. That's just the hot mess you guys are dealing with today. So glad you are happy. Thank you. So let's talk about the weigh-in. My weigh-in, if you saw on Instagram, so my weigh-in is the weigh-in I posted was down 1.4 pounds, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. However, that is technically not what the scale said this morning. Let me tell you why I posted that weigh-in anyway. Because this morning, my weigh-in, as of compared last Friday's weight to this Friday's weight, was a loss of 0.5 pound. How do you get 1.4 pounds out of 0.5 pound actual loss, Brianna? Yesterday, 24 hours earlier, my loss was 2.5 pounds. 2.5 pounds. And so I basically refused to accept defeat on what should have been roughly a 2.5 pound weigh-in. Like, that's amazing. Hallelujah. But for reasons that are not involving extra calories, my weigh-in got jacked up and I miraculously gained 2 pounds overnight. Now, we all know that that's not what happened, right? There is no way that I ate 7,000 calories in excess yesterday. Absolutely no way. How do I know this? Because I tracked my calories and I ate about 1,500. So there is no way that I ate 7,000 extra calories beyond what I had burned and packed on miraculously 2 pounds of fat overnight. So then what happened? Well, do you guys remember what I said a little bit earlier about what I did yesterday? Anybody? Jenny, thank you. You guys are so sweet because you're all complimenting my appearance and everything when I don't know if I should tell you this. I should just take the compliment and run. I literally threw this on immediately after taking off my pajamas for the first time today. And this was my hair that was in a messy bun that is completely unbrushed from when I showered yesterday. I'm a hot mess today, completely and totally. And you guys love me anyway, which is why I love you. So yesterday, remember when I said I had a killer body pump workout? Like, I was a body pump badass yesterday. It was awesome. I lifted hard. We went back to an old release, and it was a release I knew, so I knew everything that was going to happen, and I knew what I could and couldn't do, and it was awesome. And I lifted so hard, and then the second I was done, and I was like, oh, I'm feeling it. It dawned on me that the fact that I lifted weights so well yesterday was going to sabotage my weigh-in this morning. And I was 100% spot on. The only thing that could have put on 2 pounds in 24 hours. Yes, I ate a cupcake yesterday. I tracked it. It was okay. I was still within my calories. No problem. I hit my protein goal. I hit my water goal. I hit all the goals. I did all the things except maybe eating one cupcake. And it wasn't even like a big cupcake. It was like a normal sized cupcake. That was the only thing out of the ordinary that I did yesterday. And yet miraculously overnight, 2 pounds crept on. Miraculously. Because what happens when you weight train and when you weight train well, and for those of you that just got here, This is what's hanging out by me. But she's so scared of, I don't know what. I don't know. That she's apparently going to stay here. Normally, she doesn't do that. You guys know. She usually disappears. No. Okay. So that's what the random fur is down here. Yep. So what happens when you lift weights? The way you gain muscle, right, is when you overwork your muscles and you're lifting weights, you're tearing your muscles. And then reparations of those tears by filling in the tears is what causes muscle growth and strength and all that jazz. When you tear your muscles, they usually fill up with fluid, which means I have 2 pounds of fluid retention in my body right now. And I've been drinking, and it's interesting because without thinking today, once I finish this, I am 3/4 of the way done with my gallon of water for the day. 3/4 of the way. I only have 32 ounces left once I'm done with this, and I'm about right here. And the fact that I hadn't even had to think about the fact I was drinking water today, like all of a sudden I was like, wait, what's wrong, baby? Wait, I'm halfway done? Like the fact that the water I just drank it without thinking probably tells me that like you need the extra water, you need the fluid, your body's trying to get rid of stuff, your body's holding on to stuff, whatever. Bottom line is, yesterday's loss was 2.5 pounds. Today's loss was 0.5 pound. So how did I come up with 1.4? Well, I use this nifty little app called Happy Scale. And what Happy Scale does is it is for people who, I think the intention behind this app was for people who weigh themselves daily to be able to find the trend line. And what it does is it actually tells you, okay, so here's the weight you logged. Here's the average weight change that is happening. And based on your averages, here is your real weight, if you will. So it takes the good days, the bad days, all the days, and kind of averages them out against this one trending line. If you're trending down, up, staying the same, whatever it is. And so it will tell you, this is what you weighed in at today. This is what you said. This is probably closer to what you actually weigh. So when you have random weight spikes, it doesn't completely freak you out. Because I could have accepted defeat today and been real, real mad about the fact that I still lost. By the way, I still lost. But I could have been really mad about the fact that what was a 2.5 pound loss yesterday was only 0.5 pound today. But I acknowledge that there's no way that I could have gained 2 pounds in one day. And I have this other number, this other metric for me to look at to be like, okay, so what if we averaged it and based on the way you've been weighing in, actually it's right here. So the spike here is a blip and that's okay. And there's a very solid chance that tomorrow, well, okay, we're having sushi for dinner. So there's a very little chance that tomorrow the weight goes away because my body's going to be high on carbohydrates tonight. But generally speaking, like I expect by the end of the weekend, that whatever I did is going to disappear, which is great. And maybe it won't. We'll see. Maybe it was a legitimate gain, but I don't think so. Mathematically, there's no way that gain happened overnight. So that's my 2 cents. So the weight the loss that I put in for the 1.4 was last week's weigh-in versus what the app said your average weight for today would be. And that was a loss of still 1.4 pounds, which is an amazing weight loss for a week. Amazing. Because that means I lost my gain last week where I was on my period and then some, which is fantastic. Fantastic. Hi, Audrey. I did see you. I just wanted to make sure I completed my thought. I'm glad you're here. So that was my weigh-in this week. My weigh-in was a little bit wonky, but I thought it was important to talk about it because things like that happen all the time. And I have known people, I have been that person where like, if you know, because usually what happens if you go and you have a hard workout, then thanks for the info on Happy Scale. It's great. It's really a great app. So I log my weekly weigh-ins in my iTrack Bites app, but I log daily and the cycle tracker and everything that I'm tracking. There is no cycle tracker in Happy Scale. I have a cycle tracking sheet that I use on a spreadsheet, and I compare my weight to what day I am in my cycle. And that is just for my information. And but I log it all in the happy scale so I can come upstairs and transpose the numbers over. And I've really been enjoying it. Oh my gosh, you're making me crazy, little one. You're making me crazy. Happy Scale sounds really good. Thank you for input. It's a good app. It's really good. And so what it does is it kind of takes away that it takes away that oh crap moment of how did I gain 2 pounds? Because like it was very comforting to see like, oh, the number today was actually this, but it's a fluke in my body's system, and the number is actually closer to this, which showed a more significant loss, which is great because it just takes your trending line and like say if your weight, you go down, 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 spikes, it'll take the average line is what it'll do, which is amazing. Hello, Brandy. So yeah, that's what it was. But so many people are the people, like I used to be the person that'd be like, I hated going to my Thursday body pump classes and body pumping hard because I knew it would affect my weigh-in on Friday. I knew it because if I have a good weight training workout, I'm going to gain weight because I'm going to retain fluid because I injured my muscles, and like, not like injured like in a bad way, but like tore up my muscles. And I knew that was a thing. So sometimes I would not sabotage my workouts, but I would definitely lay low on my workouts for the sake of the weigh-in. How stupid is that? So I'm really glad and I'm really proud of myself that yesterday I did not do that. I felt awesome and wanted to work out hard. So I did, regardless of what it meant for the scale. And I felt that's an important thing. That's a non-scale victory for me. Even though it involves scale, it's actually a non-scale victory for me to be like, you know what? Screw the number. It doesn't matter. I know what I weighed this morning and my loss was on point. So regardless of what happens on weigh-in day tomorrow, I need to do something positive for my body today. And that was kill it at my workout when I have the energy to actually kill it. And yesterday I did, because we all know that I'm not always going to have the energy to kill it. Just last Saturday, I skipped a workout completely because I barely had the energy to stand up. So when I walked into Body Pump and I was there and I'm like, I'm here for a double header, and I'm wondering how annoyed you'll get before you decide to actually leave me alone. What do you think? You gonna leave? All right. Go lay down somewhere, sweet pea. But I walked in yesterday and I was like, I feel like I'm gonna kill it. I'm a little bit sore today. I'm a little bit tight. I feel the workout in my shoulders. And like, this is where all the weight went, like to mend my muscles. That's exactly where all of the weight is. And it's okay. So I'm here to tell you, my friends, don't sabotage a workout for the sake of a number on the scale. Just don't do that. It is more beneficial to your body to go and get that workout, to kill that workout, to strengthen those muscles, and to get it done instead of being really lame about a workout. I mean, you might as well not go, quite frankly. If you're just going to be like, twiddle my thumbs so I can check the box but not actually do the work, just for the sake of the weigh-in, because that's stupid. Don't do that. And yeah, that's all I have to say about my weigh-in. So yesterday's loss had me at negative 2.5. Today had me at negative 0.5. The average had me at a loss of 1.4. So pretty awesome. When there's a crazy weight gain like that and you weigh in and you give the receptionist your reason, they always can give the vibe. I heard it before. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that's why, like, this app, I highly recommend it, actually. And in order for it to be most effective, you have to weigh in every day. So if you are a slave to the scale, I've recently given up my slavery to the scale. And that feels really good to, like, I'm not right now, like, in my mind, the scale is just a data point to me. And as long as it's generally going down, like, it's been going down literally all week. This morning is the first time that it went up. The first time. And I could be really, really ticked about it, but I'm like, no, that's not actually what happened. It's fine. And that shows that I'm not a slave to it, because I really could have let that ruin my day, like, truly. And I didn't. And that's great. So the Happy Scale app is great for people who are not slaves to the number on the scale, but who want more accurate trends and data points for your information. And for me, I'm using the scale as a data point, and it is very, very helpful. So for me, that app works. And then if you weigh in front of the receptionist and your weight happens to be up 2 pounds, even though yesterday it was down 2 pounds, you know the truth, you know, and that's fine. And that's what it is. But yeah, I didn't even think about the whole weighing in front of someone else because I haven't done that in a really long time. I weigh in on Wednesdays. I was down 4.6. Whoa, way to go. 15.8 pounds since January 1st. I wish we had body pump where I live. I'll admit I skipped my workout this week, the day before weigh-in. Did you skip it because of the gain? Just curious. Have you tried digital only? There are pros and cons to digital only. I think that I personally, like, this is full transparency here. I don't even do WW anymore, but I have access to the online tools because I used to be an employee. And I have a lifetime membership because I got to goal, I maintained it, I earned my lifetime status. The reason that I do not go to the WW meetings is because I'm above my goal weight and I don't want to pay because I'm cheap. The second I get back into my healthy weight range, I'm changing my goal so I can go to WW meetings, even though I'm not using their plans because I think the meetings are valuable. So if it is in your budget to do the meetings, I think it's great to do the meetings because you are in the room with like-minded people. You're in the room with people sharing ideas. You're in the room with people going through the same thing that you are. And I think that's really, really important to participate in. And I loved going to my meetings. And when I worked for Weight Watchers, I loved leading the meetings. It was like my YouTube community, but in real life. Like, I got up there, I said my piece, I motivated them, we exchanged information, we exchanged tips, tricks, and whatever, recipes. Occasionally, I had this little old woman in there who had been in lifetime status forever, and she still came to her meeting every single week, which I admired greatly. And every once in a while, she'd cook something for us, like a new apple pie, or not apple pie. She once did a crustless pumpkin pie that was only 1 point per slice, and she cooked it and brought it to the meeting so we all could try it. And it was the sweetest thing. But this woman who has her crap together and it has everything totally under control and has been on maintenance and within her range and at lifetime for years, still goes to her meeting every week. So weighing in front of, like, it's just the number. It's okay. As long as the trend goes down over time, 1 week doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And it's very freeing once you decide that that's the case. It's very freeing. I'm not really worrying about the weight difference. I'm not watching my eating. I'm eating because of the gallbladder removed. I love going to meetings, but the times don't work for me. I skipped because I had worked out last week and was only down 0.4. I wanted to see if there was a difference. I still really don't know if it was not working out or just because I was good. Aha, and that's the difference. So if you lost, if you only had a loss of 0.4 last week, were you perfectly on track last week? Because that's the thing. We love to blame one specific factor, but unless you have been completely honest in the other factors, like maybe it was the workout. It's possible. If that's the case, personally, I would not recommend sabotaging your workouts for the sake of your weigh-in. Don't do that. Because truthfully, your body will benefit greater from having that workout and having your weight go down a day afterwards. Like I said, I'm expecting that the weight is going to go down tomorrow. Although, again, if I eat sushi tonight, maybe not, because I don't eat non-fibrous carbs very often anymore either. Which could also be why maybe the cupcake spiked me a little bit, because I haven't had like a legit dessert in quite some time. Like, I was realizing that the other day. What did I eat the other day? Oh, I had Oreo cookies. I had 2 Oreo cookies, and I was like, this is the first dessert I've eaten, like my Sugar Monster, which, if you haven't watched my video that I published today, I paired up with Miranda over at Running Away with Life, and we both talked about we've become like YouTube besties. And we discovered we're very, very similar in a lot of things, including our struggle with sugar. and how that's my jam. Sugar is what got me into Weight Watchers. It's what got me my weight problem. It's always been a coping mechanism of mine. And I finally, for the first time in my life, feel like I have the freaking sugar dragon under control. Like I can let her out of her cage and I have the power to put her away. And it's amazing. And it feels so good to be under control. But I was thinking about it when I made the deliberate choice to enjoy a serving of Oreo cookies the other day. I was like, man, I hadn't had dessert, like a legitimate dessert. I eat dessert of some kind almost every day. There were a couple days last week that I didn't even have dessert because I was so full, but I've been eating the Eat Me Guilt-Free brownies, and I've been loving them. But they have 22 grams of protein in them. Like they're a diet dessert. They're not a like real full of sugar and all that stuff dessert. They're a diet dessert full of protein. And they're great. And I plan on doing a full review on them later because when I tried them initially a handful of years ago, they were not great. They were terrible. But they got their act together and now they're actually a solid product. So I've been eating a dessert, but like in terms of like a dessert that wasn't diet-like. And again, I mentioned all the products in the, have you tried Galaxy cookies? From the same company or just in general? No. I have tried Galaxy brownies from Eat Me Guilt-Free. They're like they're supposed to be the nicer version of the Cosmic Brownies by Little Debbie. But shoot, I lost my train of thought again. You guys, my focus is everywhere. Meaning it's not focused. It's just so earlier this week, I had the cookies. And then I was like, when did I eat dessert last? I ate a cupcake when we went to a friend's house on Saturday. And I had one. I was satisfied with it. They made homemade cupcakes. I was going to be a good guest and have one. And it was fine. And I ate it and I didn't want any more. I didn't think about the tray of cupcakes that was over on the countertop the whole night. I ate one and was done. And then it was another 2 or 3 days before I ate a real dessert again. And the same thing happened the week before. I think I busted out the Oreos because I realized that they were going to go bad and decided to have actual PMS food during PMS week, track it and move on. And before then I was like, I haven't had dessert in 3 days. And that's working well. Do you get the Galaxy chocolate bars over in the US? If we do, I have no idea what they are. So are they like a Cadbury thing? I don't know. I don't actually know what they are. So couldn't tell you. But maybe someone else in the chat knows. I have no idea. Yeah. I feel like it used to be more of an actual workshop, and now it feels more like a discussion. Interesting. So I haven't been in a meeting room in so long that I have no idea what they look like anymore. But the way I ran my meetings was at the beginning of the meeting, we'd say, okay, we'd start and try to give out these little Bravo stickers, their little stars. And so we'd ask people how their weeks were, what did they do? And anytime they said something awesome, they got a Bravo sticker. Why we had to give out Bravo, people like incentives, I guess. I don't know. But then after we talked a little bit about how our weeks were and whatnot, we got into whatever the topic was for the week. And I talked a little bit about it, but then I would always open it up to the floor too. So it's supposed to be a discussion. It's not a class. That's not what it's meant to be. That's not what it's ever been meant to be. It's meant to be I'm up here to guide the conversation, but really it's about you guys having the conversation. Again, kind of like this, only there'd be more interaction than the chat box. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm almost out of water, guys. This isn't good. So that's all I have for my weekly weigh-in. It was pretty good. I'm satisfied. I'm very satisfied. I find, and that was last weekend. We overindulged on Saturday, for sure. Overindulged on Saturday. We ended up going out for Mexican food, and that was heavy. That was the brutal day of my period, right? Where I didn't go to the gym. I felt nauseous. We finally got our acts together and decided to go to the Mall of America. And we went to a Mexican restaurant there. And they put out freshly done tortilla chips. Hit me where it hurts. And I ate the freshly done tortilla chips because there's nothing quite like a hot tortilla chip. They're so good. They're so good. And so I acknowledged that I was munching on chips. I don't even think I tracked the food, if I'm being honest with you. I tracked fajitas, but I don't think I tracked my chips at all. And I ate that, and then we ordered fajitas, and we both got chicken and beef fajitas and ate our fill. I left the rice. I ended up leaving most of the tortillas and just ate the meat and like the vegetables and stuff. But I ate a ton of Mexican food on Saturday, reined it back in on Sunday, and moved forward, and it didn't affect the scale negatively at all. At all. Every day my weight went down. I don't remember what the point of that was. But, so tonight the same thing's going to happen. Like tonight I'm having sushi. And it's fine. And I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to track it to the best of my ability. But then, like, I like to have Friday weigh-ins because I get my weeklies back and I get to enjoy my weekends, which is usually when we indulge. We already know what we're doing for Valentine's Day weekend next weekend. So I can even plan ahead for that meal for the most part. And we're not celebrating on Valentine's Day because we're not dumb. Because every Friday night is date night for us. And it just so happens that Friday is Valentine's Day. And Eric's like, everybody, even the people that don't go out on Friday nights are going to be out on Friday night. I'm like, I'm fully aware. And as long as we do something, because last year, our Valentine's Day plans was he's like, everything happens so fast. Why don't we just like celebrate Valentine's Day in the summer? And I, like a fool, agreed to it. And we never actually did it, which doesn't really matter because we have date night every week. So that's not the point. But this weekend, I was like, honey, it's your day to plan date night. And it happens to be on Valentine's Day. So after we discussed it for a little bit last night, he's like, how about this? How about we go to this restaurant that it's a new restaurant in town that we really enjoy, but we've only been able to go to once because the wait is always like 90 minutes long. It is such a popular restaurant. And so he's like, why don't we go to that restaurant? But why don't we like go and like we can have beverages and like we'll go all out for Valentine's Day, but let's do it like early Sunday evening, like 4:00. I was like, that sounds like a great plan. So Valentine's Day itself, we're just going to spend at home. And then we're going to celebrate out and have our date on Sunday. But I can already plan ahead for what I'm going to have at that restaurant because I already know. And we usually do, like, I usually do like one big, either we eat out or make a bigger meal at home or have dessert or something once a week. And I like to have it on the weekends because that's when we actually have time together. And it's very easy for me to stay on track during the week because I cook my food. I cook extra for Eric to pack it up for him so he can take it to work and eat it for lunch or dinner at work because he's very rarely home by dinner time. Very rarely. So it's easy for me to be in control during the week. And so my splurge meal tends to be on the weekends. I left my previous group as the leader used to share everyone's result. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. Now the leader talks about food ideas and topics. Yeah, you're not supposed to share your results unless you want to. I miss Mexican food. I haven't had it in over 5 weeks. I've always thought I wasn't a fan of Mexican food because I'm not a fan of spicy food. Like, but I've developed over my love of sushi. I've developed a liking for like the spicy mayonnaise that goes on top of sushi or goes in like spicy sushi, spicy salmon rolls or something like that. So my sushi can take a little bit of a hit and then my Mexican food can take a little bit of heat, just a little bit of heat. But I didn't like when I was younger, I didn't realize that Mexican food didn't have to be spicy. And I love Mexican food now because the flavor profile is amazing. So you get the mild salsa. I love pico. There's always pico in my refrigerator because it's great on eggs and stuff too. Oh man, it's okay that when I was younger, I didn't know that I liked Mexican food because I probably would have been in a worse off situation than I already was in terms of my weight. But I like Mexican food now. I left the meetings when attendees practiced their weekly political spiel. I got tired of it. I could watch TV if that's what I wanted to watch. The leader must have agreed. She never stopped her. Seriously? They talked about politics? I don't even talk about politics on my channel, and I can talk about whatever the heck I want. Wow. Looks like Galaxy bars are available in the U.S. I don't know what they are. I'll have to look them up. That's how my husband and I did it. We never went out on Valentine's Day. Yeah, and we don't normally do that either. Like, we haven't gone out on Valentine's Day in a really long time. We always do something. Or if it's the middle of no, that's not true. If it was the middle of the week when my husband, so like last year, my husband was working and traveling all the time. So if Valentine's Day did not fall on a day he was home, I treated myself for Valentine's Day. I'm pretty sure I went and got myself a pedicure. I went and got myself a cupcake or something. And like that's what I did. That's absolutely what I did for Valentine's Day last year. I went and got a pedicure. I ordered sushi from my favorite sushi place that was right across the street from our condo. And I got myself a special dessert. And I watched one of my favorite movies or something. Like, that's what I did for Valentine's Day because my husband wasn't even home. So it's not a big deal. But it's nice to have a little something extra to celebrate, which is why we do it to begin with. Because like I said, we have date night every single week. So it's not like it's the one time we get to go out and have a date. That's not it at all. We do that all the time. Although tonight's date is ordering takeout and playing video games because that's what the magical date night jar told us that we were supposed to do. So if you haven't seen my Instagram stories today, that makes no sense. We are not going out on Valentine's Day. I'll cook here. Oh, so you guys do have Valentine's Day. I'll cook here and watch a movie. We plan to do something on Saturday instead. Love it. What was I going to say? I said this in a video. And I don't remember which video. Oh, it was the video I uploaded today. What games? For video games? I have absolutely no idea. So we have a couple of options. We could play, oh my gosh, what's it called? We got like this Marvel Avengers game that like is an actual like cooperative walk and go through the journey game or whatever that we started playing together and we haven't picked up since before the new year. But we have that. We do, if we want to play against each other, we play like Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, or Mario Party if we want there to be a winner and put like stakes on it or something like that. Or the Marvel game, really. That's all we have that we would play together, I think. Those 4 games. Because he has a lot of games that he plays a lot. He plays one game at a time. Right now he's playing Skyrim, I think. One of the Skyrim games. He's played Zelda, I want to say Lost in the Wilderness, and that's not what it's called. Breath of the Wild? Is that what it's called? Whatever the new really pretty one was. But I'm a Mario girl. I grew up on old school Nintendo. So I love all the Mario games. So when we got a Switch, I was like, I need some Mario games. So, and of course, I'm terrible at playing them. I have no time to play video games. But we have them anyway. We have Mario Kart, Mario Party, Super Smash Brothers. I have Mario not Galaxy, Mario Universe? Mario Galaxy? Is that what it's called? Whatever the one for Switch is. The actual like adventure Mario game. I have that. I have the Ring Fit Adventure. I'm a nerd. What can I say? I don't play them often, but I do enjoy a good video game. Hi, Lori. And yeah, so when we play video games, we're either going to co-op it or we're going to play against each other. So yeah, that's all. And we're going to order takeout. And because that's what my date jar said. So we have this jar that, I don't have a mason jar up here, but it's like mason jar. And we decided, because the way we do date nights in our house is if we're on point, once a month I plan date night. Once a month he plans date night. So it's a surprise for the other person. And then every other week we decide on something to do together. And last year, I don't remember what, like before we moved, so it was last spring or earlier, Eric's like, we should come up with like a date jar. And what we did is we both took like 10 Post-it notes or something, and we wrote down different date ideas, which could be low key. Like one of mine was let's order takeout and play video games, like just to have fun with each other. So they could be like super low key. They could be go out and have an adventure. They could be maybe a fancy one or two, and there's even a couple sexy ones thrown in there. And then you fold them up so we can't see what's on them, and we put them in the jar. And then whenever we can't decide what to do for date night, you go to the jar, you blindly stick your hand in there and pick one out, and whatever the piece of paper says is what you got to do. So that's what we did yesterday when we couldn't decide what to do for date night. He's like, hey, I have that jar sitting on the dresser. why don't we do that? I'm like, all right. So I went and grabbed the jar, stuck it in front of him. He's like, well, go ahead and pick one. So I closed my eyes and I grabbed it, and it said, order takeout and play video games, which was funny because our date night, not even last week, maybe a couple weeks ago, was play video games. Like, we just chilled at home. I cooked dinner and we played video games. That was our date night. So I laughed when I was like, oh, we get to do it again. But I was like, that's fine. If we're going out for a big dinner next week for Valentine's Day, we might as well stay home and play video games. No problem. But it gives us a little bit of mystery because we don't know what the other person wrote down. And I just saw that Mr. Bear is in the background there. I've had that bear since I was 6 years old. I got him for my 6th birthday. He is my bed buddy all through my life until I got a husband who's now my bed buddy. So Mr. Bear is no longer allowed in the bed. I have a little bear instead because I like to cuddle things, but I didn't have the heart to get rid of him because he's been with me since I was 6 years old. And I just moved. I didn't even move him in here now that I think about it. I'm pretty sure Eric must have done that. So I just realized he was sitting back there. But yeah, so the little mystery date jar is kind of a fun way to do it. Old school Nintendo here. I'm horrible at games. My husband was a gamer. I'm hosting Friends Game Night on the 15th. It's a great idea. Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog were a huge part of my childhood. I spent hours on it playing both of them. I never got into Sonic. We never had our hands on a Sega. We were strictly a Nintendo family until high school. And my grandparents actually had the old school Nintendo system, the original Nintendo system, before we did. And then we got like the second one, Super Nintendo. But like for years and years, we could go upstairs at my grandparents' house and play the old school Nintendo games. Like, I don't even remember how old we were when he got rid of them. But we were old. We were quite old, probably high school maybe. Which was awesome because we could always go upstairs and relive our childhood by playing these games that miraculously still worked. And so my grandfather had that, and we had a Super Nintendo. When I was in high school, I think my dad started buying PlayStations. And then, so we got to play a couple of PlayStation games and whatnot. And then my grandfather is the most technologically advanced man that I know. Like, he has Alexa, and I don't want to say her name because she's sitting right there and is going to react, and uses her for shopping lists and reminders and all those things, which is pretty cool. And which also reminds me, they have a photo frame, a cool high-tech photo frame. I'm sorry, I'm like thinking out loud now. That his wife, for lack of a better term, they're not legally married, but she's now my grandmother. Her family got them for Christmas, where we can, we being anybody with the app who's connected to their digital picture frame, we can send pictures to the frame without them having to do anything. So I just realized, I forgot that we could do that, and I can send pictures of Gracie that will just magically appear on that frame without them having to do anything. So they have some really cool tech for grandparents. Like, seriously, they're the most technologically advanced grandparents I know. So my grandfather is the first person that got a Wii, which kept us in the Nintendo family. But we never had Sega or anything like that. High school was quite old. I mean, high school was quite old for me playing my childhood games. I mean, Nintendo, didn't that come out in like the 80s or something? I don't remember, but I remember vividly as a kid playing all these games. And then in high school, I could still go to my grandparents' house and play all these old games that I played as a 6-year-old. I have the old school Nintendo system portable here, and I play the games when I get a chance. I need to figure out how to do that. How to do what, Jennifer? But yeah, that was a really random tangent, but that was fun. My family has always been a Nintendo family. Alyssa's here. Yeah, I'm a Nintendo girl at heart and always will be. My dream game, this is going to bring out the nerd in me. Are you ready for this? My dream game is for them to come out with, they might have, but I don't know how accurate it is. My dream game is for them to come out with the original Pokemon games that came out for Game Boy, red, blue, and then yellow, because I'm a Pikachu girl. I want them to recreate that exact game with prettier graphics for the Switch. The same Pokemon, none of these new 500 or 600 of them that they have now. I don't even know how many Pokemon they have now. Original 151 Pokemon, Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. Who am I missing? Charmander is your original choices. Like the old school Pokemon game in Nintendo Switch quality. That's what I want them to come out with. And I would buy it in a heartbeat. The pics, like you send them to my parents. Yeah, it's this photo frame. I can't remember what the photo frame is called, but it's this photo frame that they got, that they set up, and then you link, like they send you an invitation to be part of their frame, and then I can go in this app and upload my pictures to this account, and it will, boom, show up on their countertop. I think it's so cool. First game I ever played was Pac-Man. Nice. It's not old. It's finally aged. When I was around, people would go to the arcade with their pockets weighed down with quarters. I love it. I love it. I love it. And we had, which I thought was so cool, it was an ode to that, but at Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois, they have a, level 257? 257, I think it's called. It's a Pac-Man themed restaurant. And in this restaurant, because level 257, I think, is the highest level you can get to in Pac-Man, or like one after or one before or something like that. And but what this does is it has all these old school arcade games, which I just thought was so cool. And a bowling alley in it. Like it's a really cool, fun thing. We actually went there, I think, for my husband's 30th birthday. It was a lot of fun. Pokemon Red was my jam. The Poke Rap Pokemon. I liked, I had Pokemon Yellow. I can't play games anymore due to a nerve in my eye. Richie plays them a lot in his man cave. Yeah. I even have a hard time with my eyes sometimes because I had the cornea surgery. Sometimes there are days that I can't play video games either. I just look at them like everything kind of blurs out and gets really weird. And I'm like, no, apparently not today. It's okay. I currently have the PlayStation 4. My favorite game is football. Hours and hours poured into playing that. My husband used to play the hockey game, the NHL game. I started out on Atari and Nintendo and PlayStation. We never had Atari. We started with Nintendo. Good. I'm in good company. I got a lot of nerds here. I like it. Sorry, I changed angles because I'm using my elliptical thing because I'm like, I'm not moving today. This is awful. I need to do something. So hopefully this is okay. Yeah. Well, that's all I got. Popped in here and need to do semi-emergency run to Target to buy an interview outfit. Didn't you buy that amazing suit you tried on? Because you looked real sharp in that. You should get that if you can, because you looked really good in that. Did you ever have a Commodore 64? No, I did not. I believe I've heard of that, but that name sounds familiar to me, but I have not had one of those. Yeah. Do you guys have anything else you would like to talk about? My husband had Activision. I think I've heard of that too, but I don't actually know what that is. Whew, you guys, I've been talking a long time. My throat's like, I'm sorry, what are you doing? Because I've been interacting, like I said, with somebody earlier today, and that had our like the total God friendship moment. But it's all been via text, so I haven't actually spoken to people today. Oh. So Mick and Audrey, you guys have known each other like forever. From the way I'm understanding it. Activision was an old school gaming system. I vaguely recognize that name. I really do. I just couldn't tell you what it is. My first Commodore 64, then Atari. Oh man, guys. I'm in a room full of video game nerds. I love it. Going to get it. Didn't have the money on Monday. Oh, excellent. Yeah, you looked real sharp in that outfit. I like that a lot. Like I didn't actually know Target sold something like that, and it's really cute. And if I had needed a blazer or something, I'd totally go get it too. Because I really like the way it looks. Guys, I don't know what a Commodore 64 is. Now I'm gonna look it up. Sorry if it's rude to be on my phone while I'm live streaming. So, Commodore 64. Is it like the keyboard is the Commodore 64? Is the keyboard the thing, or is the screen with it? I wouldn't have placed that as the Commodore 64. I don't know. We've been friends for 16 years. I love it. I was going to wait until I needed it, and I have an interview in 2 hours. Yes! You go, girl. You go. That's what I like to hear. Everyone send Lissa good vibes. Old computer. I played poker on it. It's an old computer. Okay. So it's a computer. All right. I mean, when I was a kid, I played computer games all the time too. I guess we talked about video game systems. I was on the computer all the time playing a bunch of games. And I can't remember the website. Oh, I wish I did. But there was one day, like, I was itching to play one of the video games I play on computers that I played as a kid. And I ended up finding this website that had all of the games I played as a kid that you could play online for free. It was I played like Oregon Trail and Yukon Trail and this Beauty and the Beast game that I played into the ground, which I apparently couldn't play anymore. Like, there was this one game that involved like being actually like good at timing, that involved Mrs. Potts and Chip and everything, and I couldn't play it. I failed epically. I was like, how did I do this as a kid? I don't understand. But oh my gosh, I'd find it. I'll have to, oh man, I can't. All right. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to see if I can Google and find it. How did I do that? Play old Windows computer games? Gosh, what was the name of this thing? No, that's not Help Classic Reload. I don't know. I don't remember. Play Yukon Trail. Let's try that, because I think that's the game that playgames.classic. Oh, I don't know if this was it. Guys. But if you search for it, like if you actually search for, like, pick one of your games that you played as a kid, Oregon Trail, Yukon Trail, I didn't even remember the name of the Beauty and the Beast game, but I ended up on this website that just had all of them, and it was so cool. And like it's good that I forgot it, because if I was regularly aware of this, I would not get anything done, because I would just want to sit. I literally sat and played this Beauty and the Beast game for like 3 hours. And it was amazing. But I'm like, I can't, because I would spend all of my time playing all of these old school games. But I'm getting back into The Sims. I got back into The Sims for a hot second. Like, I have a couple versions downloaded on this computer, on this MacBook Pro, because I was playing it not that long ago. Like, I happened to notice it was on sale or something, whatever. I haven't opened it since we've moved, but I do have it, and I have active games playing on The Sims. I just haven't done it recently because, trying to get back in the swing of life. But I'm a total game nerd. Pong. I have the Snake game on my tablet. This is Oregon Trail. Do you remember Connect 4? That was a classic. Oh, man, you guys. I love this. Now everybody's going to end up going and trying to find, like, their favorite old school games to play. And I am here for it, because it's the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I still have my first generation Sims. Oh, my gosh. Sims I want to play. You can get Sims 4 online. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the... Hang on. I don't know what's going to happen if I do my launch pad. Can you guys still see me? What was the name of that thing? I'm looking at my different programs that I have. Origin. That's what it's called. Origin. And it's got like it's a round O looking thing. And if that gives you, shoot, now I completely lost you guys. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Origin has like an online store and everything, and you can buy a bunch of computer games, and The Sims is one of them. So, all right, my friends. Do we have anything else we need to talk about? Because I could go on about this forever and ever. But if not, I'm going to go and get some other things done before date night commences tonight. You know, like take a shower and stuff like that. If you haven't already, check out The Sims brings out my inner sadist. Oh, let me tell you, I have a couple of techniques for The Sims, man. But I did go through a phase where I would like kill off my Sims by letting them set fire to the house or let them swim in the pool and then take the ladder away. I think we've all done that. Have we all done that? Or am I just a little bit crazy? But yeah, The Sims is fun. I really like sabotaging relationships in The Sims. I think that's a lot of fun. I don't know why. But if we've got nothing else constructive to talk about, hi Sandra, I'm great. I'm just about to wrap up actually, because I've got some stuff that I need to accomplish before the next couple of hours. But this was fun. This is very, very good. So I wish you all a very happy weekend. Keep on keeping on with all of your tracking and all of that. And remember that one lousy day on the scale doesn't necessarily mean you had a lousy week, because I am a prime example of that, and it's okay. And the app, if you guys want the daily tracking thing, is called Happy Scale. It's a little blue scale with a smiley face. It's super cute. And yeah, on that note, my friends, have a great weekend, and I will see you later.